You think shaving without a mirror is hard? Without water? Without a proper razor? And when there's snow, wind, and enemies 200 meters away, a Roman legionary shaved every morning. Yes, every morning, even on the march, even under siege, even when the camp had just been built after a 30-kilometer march. How? He couldn't see his face, he couldn't wet his cheeks, and he only had one small piece of iron, and he never cut himself. Never. Why? Because the fear of an unshaven chin was stronger than the fear of death. Sound crazy? Then listen further. The Roman army was a machine that demanded absolute uniformity. Your face had to be the same as everyone else's. Smooth, clean, no beard, no mustache, no stubble, because a beard is a barbarian. A beard is indiscipline. A beard is a breeding ground for lice and ticks. A Roman soldier should look like a Roman soldier, not like a Gaul with hair sticking out of his chin. And today you'll learn how an Iron Man shaved with a piece of iron in conditions where modern man would cut himself in 3 seconds. First, forget about the mirror. A Roman didn't have one. Metal mirrors were expensive. Glass ones didn't exist. Definitely not on campaign. How did he see what he was doing? None. He shaved by touch. But how? System, training, and a little miracle called a novacilla, a Roman razor. It wasn't the dangerous blade, you know. It was a semicircular piece of iron with a sharpened edge and a wooden handle, about 3 centimeters wide. Not as sharp as a modern razor, but sharp enough to cut stubble. And slippery? Nope. Water was a luxury. That's why they shave dry. Yes, you heard right. Dry shaving. No soap, no lather, no water, just an iron over dry stubble. How did they avoid ripping the skin? The secret is in the charcoal. The Romans used charcoal, a fine powder. They sprinkled it on their cheeks. The charcoal absorbed the skin's oils. It made the stubble stiffer, but also glided better. The charcoal acted as a dry lubricant, and it also stopped the bleeding if a cut did occur. But the biggest secret is technique. You held the razor with 2 fingers, not with your whole hand. Light pressure, short strokes, from the temple to the chin. First the right cheek, then the left, then the chin, then the neck, everything by feel. You ran your fingers over your face, found any missed hairs, and shaved them off with the next stroke. You took your time. Haste means cuts. Cuts mean infection. Infection means death. And they shaved every day, because if you skip a day, your stubble will get stiffer. Shaving will hurt more. And if you skip 3 days, you've violated regulations. Regulations require a smooth face. And now, the human factor. Imagine yourself in a soldier's place. It's night. You've slept for 4 hours. The temperature is around freezing. You leave the tent. There's no water, no mirror. You're holding a piece of iron. You know that if you cut yourself, dirt will get into the wound. Inflammation will set in. Your face will swell. You won't be able to wear your helmet properly. Your comrades will laugh. The centurion will punish you. If the cut is deep, you can lose a lot of blood. Not in combat. Shaving. And so you begin. You run your fingers across your cheek. You find the highest point. You draw the razor down. You feel the hairs cut. Dry. Stiff. The sound is like sandpaper. You don't see the result. You only feel it. 5 minutes later, you run your fingers over your face. Smooth. Clean. You wipe the razor on your sleeve. Carbon dust falls to the ground. You smile. Just the corners of your lips. You're ready. You're a Roman soldier. And now, the stakes. What if you don't shave? A centurion will notice at morning inspection. Your stubble is sticking out. You'll get a lash with a vine, 15 lashes, and a forced shave in front of everyone. The punishment for carelessness is worse than being late. If you cut yourself deeply, an infection can eat away your cheek in 3 days. You're taken to the infirmary. Your place in the ranks is empty. Your comrades bear your burden. They hate you, not for your pain, for your weakness. If infection gets into your blood, you die, not by a barbarian sword, by your own razor. Compare this with other armies. The Gauls wore beards, mustaches, long hair. Lice lived in their beards, scabies under their mustaches. The Romans looked at them with disgust. Barbarians, not human. A beard is a sign of savagery. The Greeks had beards. They were proud of them. But the Romans defeated the Greeks and wiped out their beards along with their armies. Medieval knights had beards. They didn't shave for months. Lice bit their faces. Infections devoured their cheeks. But the Romans shaved. Here's the big secret you've been waiting for. Why did the Romans shave without a mirror or water? Because it wasn't hygiene. It was religion. Shaving is a ritual of purification, a ritual of discipline. Every morning, you prove to yourself and to Rome that you are part of the machine. A smooth face prevents the enemy from getting a hold of you in close combat. It prevents lice from hiding. It prevents doubts from germinating. You're shaved. You're clean. You're ready. And the Romans shaved even when the water in their amphitheatre froze. They warmed it with their breath, or rubbed snow on their faces, or didn't use water at all. Only charcoal, only iron, only touch. Dream. They knew their faces by heart. They could draw them with their eyes closed, because every day they ran their fingers over them. Every day they felt every pit, every bone, every scar. Their fingers were a mirror. So, the answer to the riddle. Roman soldiers shaved without a mirror or water, using coal dust, an iron razor, and 1,000 times practice. They shaved by feel. They shaved dry. They shaved in the dark. And they didn't cut themselves, because every cut is a defeat, and Rome never loses. And now the question I promised you. Can you shave without a mirror? Without water? With your eyes closed? How many cuts will it take? Write in the comments. How much are you willing to pay so that Richard, your barracks neighbor, won't laugh at your face? Subscribe, because in the next video I'll tell you how the Romans treated toothaches without a dentist. Spoiler, there will be pliers, iron, and a lot of screaming. Don't miss it.